Welcome back to another video, you guys. Have I got a video for you today? So we're just gonna get a little personal in this week's video. I hope that's okay with you. But for this week, I really wanted to share a favorite less toxic deodorant brand with you guys. I have been using this brand for a little over a year now and I absolutely love it. I would never go back to a conventional deodorant brand ever again, especially after what I have learned from ingredients and all that stuff. So last week, I know that we talked about how I exactly lost 35 pounds. If you missed out on that video, I'll leave it down below in the description. But I talk about exactly how it is that I lost the weight. And during that phase, I was really learning about ingredients, and in the middle of it I thought, okay, if all this junk is in our food and I'm putting that food into my body, I can't even imagine what must be in our personal care items. You know, our makeup, the perfume that we use, the lotion that we use, the shampoo and the conditioner that we use, the chapsticks that we use. We put so much stuff onto our body. And not only do we need to start worrying about the food that we're putting into our body and what we're eating, but we need to figure out what our skin is eating. Our skin is the largest organ in our body, and a lot of the times all those chemicals that we're putting into our body can really start to make an impact on us hormonally. And so during this time when I was finding out all about ingredients, I thought to myself, I need to make that switch to a less toxic deodorant. So I started Googling less toxic deodorant brands, and I came across this article from Wellness Mama, and she was talking about an armpit detox. And I was like, what on earth is she even talking about? So just with any other detoxes out there that you do, even the face masks that you put on, this is similar to that, except you put, you know, this concoction onto your armpit, and it essentially takes out some of the chemicals that we have been putting onto our body for years and years as we've been using conventional deodorants. So the concoction that I want to share with you all today is this whole armpit detox. I'll leave a Wellness Mama's link down below as well. But let's just go ahead and get into what exactly I make that makes this whole armpit detox thing. The ingredients that you'll need for the armpit detox will be a glass bowl, and if you don't have a glass bowl, you can use a paper plate or a plastic plate. And for applying it, I will use a plastic spoon. The reason I'm saying that this is glass and plastic is because the article specifically mentions not to use metal. I think it's because it reduces the effectiveness of the ingredients together, and I just decided to follow the rules on that. Then you will need 1 tablespoon of bentonite clay. I did get this at Whole Foods, but I'm pretty sure you can find bentonite clay on Amazon or at your local grocery store. 2 teaspoons of water, 1 teaspoon of apple cider vinegar. And I know not that many people like the smell of apple cider vinegar, so instead of the apple cider vinegar, you can use an essential oil such as tea tree, which is good for killing bacteria. And what I like to do is add in the bentonite clay, then I'll add in my water. I mean, I guess the order doesn't really matter. After that, I will add in my apple cider vinegar, and this is where it's going to start to fizzle, or fizz. I don't know if fizzle a word? I don't know. And you'll just keep mixing it until there aren't any chunks or anything like that. And I'll use the entire mix for both of my underarms. Once you have thoroughly mixed everything together, what you want to do is put an even layer on your underarm. So it's similar to a face mask. You would put your face mask on and you would distribute the face mask solution all over in an even layer. That's kind of what we want to do with this. And I first started by doing this every single day for an entire week just because my armpits were in a really bad situation. And I did it for an entire week, and I did it for 15 minutes. But if you are new to this, what you want to do is you want to apply it anywhere from 5 to 20 minutes. It'll dry up. And if you are starting out start off at 5 minutes and just kind of adjust from there. I just went in and did 15 minutes because my armpits were in really bad shape, but I will take this off camera, and what I usually like to do is I'll either use a washcloth or a wet paper towel to take it off. But while I'm putting this on myself and letting it dry, let's just talk about some of the toxic ingredients that could be in your deodorant. So on your screen right now, you should start to see some of the toxic ingredients that could be lurking in your conventional deodorant. And believe it or not, the first one, fragrance, is one that I've actually seen in natural deodorants. The second ingredient is aluminum compounds. The third is PEGs. And the fourth, which you're probably familiar with and have heard, is parabens. So starting off with fragrance, these are any combination of chemical ingredients. And if you really think about it, what does fragrance even mean? Who knows, right? And federal law does not require these companies to disclose the chemicals that are used. They are basically confidential. So if you're having any reaction to a deodorant that has this ingredient in it, it could be the fact that you don't know what the word fragrance even means, and this is what could be causing the reaction. The second, aluminum compounds. These plug your sweat ducts so you don't sweat as much. Now, I know what you're probably thinking, well, that sounds like a really good idea. But here's the thing, you guys. We are meant to sweat. It helps cool our body's temperature, and it allows our bodies to get rid of these toxins. So conventional deodorants and antiperspirants, they contain ingredients that don't allow for your body's natural elimination of these toxins. So you're basically like, okay, let me just keep these toxins in my body and not eliminate them. The third ingredient is PEGs, and these help open up the pores of your skin in order for the ingredients to better absorb into your body. And they can be contaminated with ethylene oxide, which is a known human carcinogen, and 1,4-dioxane, which is a reasonably anticipated human carcinogen. The last one, parabens. These are preservatives that can disrupt your hormone system. So now that you know all about the whole armpit detox thing and how to apply it, how to take it off and all that stuff, obviously I know you're gonna try it. But you're probably wondering, okay, what's this whole magical deodorant that you were talking about at the beginning of your video? And the brand is called Primally Pure. I discovered it on Instagram, and this is their newest scent. It's the one in Blue Tansy. And when I first found out about them, I started trying out their lavender, and I really, really liked the lavender scent. And I actually stuck with the lavender scent for quite a bit because I was honestly scared to try something else from their line because the lavender works so good, and it had taken me so long to find a deodorant that worked for me that I didn't want to try another one of their scents. And I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna just try this new scent that they have. Everyone's raving about it, and the Blue Tansy is the one that I decided to get. So it looks like this. It is blue, and then it does rub on clear, as you can tell. So I really like how it's been working so far, and I know how it feels to feel like you stink all the time. I was there, and I know a lot of women aren't, you know, that willing to admit that, but as women, we want to smell nice, you know what I mean? And I always just felt like I was that guy in the gym that had horrible BO. I felt like that all the time. And I tried women's deodorants, and to be quite honest, I feel like women's deodorants didn't do anything for me. I tried men's deodorants, and although they smelled really nice, I started to get really irritated, and I would get almost like red patches on my skin because of the ingredients that were in these conventional deodorants. So I'm really thankful that I found something that actually works for me. And on the packaging, it does say that it's best if used in 6 months. It took me about 3 to 3.5 months to go through one of these little tubes, and it is so worth it, you guys. If there's a brand that you're trying to, you know, buy, I definitely recommend this one. But I would also be curious to know what other deodorants have worked for you. This one obviously has worked for me and I will continue to stick with it. I also use their less toxic chapstick, which I absolutely love. And I hope that this video was helpful. I know what it feels like to feel like you stink all the time, and I know that when you are trying to adjust from a conventional deodorant to a less toxic one, you're thinking, well, why am I sweating so much? Why do I stink so much? And I hope that the armpit detox thing is something that you'll try out. But if you have any other questions, please leave them down in the comments. I will continue to share other brands I have come across and I have come to love. And with that being said, I'll catch you guys in the next video next week. Bye guys.